disciplined lifestyle both on and off the court. He set the NBA record for the most consecutive games played and earned the nickname Iron Man in the process. But Green also became known for his chaste lifestyle out of his conviction to follow Jesus, rejecting the debauchery that was especially pervasive throughout the 1980s. Not only did he abstain from alcohol and drugs, he's also known for being sexually pure throughout his entire 16-year career and remaining a virgin until he was married at 39 years old. Green's teammates and opponents often teased him and even tried to tempt and talk him out of such strong stance. But they began to see the inner core of AC Green, filled with Christ, strong and unashamed. Many of these athletes eventually expressed admiration and respected Green for his self-control.
Visit kingdomsports.online.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag on, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere planter from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Plant for success with the industry's latest technology. Upgrade to an ExactEmerge high-speed planter to cover more acres, increasing flexibility and productivity. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location to order your new John Deere planter and experience the Landmark difference.
Gaina Trucking is hiring for heavy equipment operators and a heavy equipment mechanic. Working at Gaina Trucking is a great career with excellent team culture, with benefits package including competitive pay based on experience, health, vision, and dental insurance, and a 401k plan. If you're looking for a new job as a heavy equipment operator or mechanic, apply online at GainaTrucking.com or call 402-794-5000. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
Hey guys, it's Nick. 93.7 The Ticket is excited to be broadcasting this weekend from Stillwater, Oklahoma, as the Big Ten champion Nebraska baseball team appears in their first regional since 2021. From Friday through Monday, Austin and I will have pregame shows, postgame reactions, interviews, and other thoughts from Stillwater as the Huskers begin their road to Omaha. Regional coverage is presented by Mullen Motors, Sandhills Global, and Blur Events. It's NCAA baseball tournament coverage live from Stillwater, Oklahoma, this Friday through Monday on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome into The Breeze with DP and Haas on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome into The Breeze. Once again, Harrison Arns on the ones and twos, as always, on Sunday mornings. If you guys ever want to join in on the show, Sartor Heyman text line 402-464-5685, as always. And again, you want to put a face to the voice, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and as always, one. And for programming notes, we got Royals on at the 12:30 mark. So again, we'll be on the brick and mortar for the first segment. For the last two segments, be sure to listen to us on the streams or on the Ticket app as well. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and bring him in. Haas DeBreezy, how's it going on this Sunday, man?
What's up, Nicole, Naya, and Jeff? How's it going?
You had to call me out for that, man. Give me a couple minutes.
Hey, I was just trying to save you 20 minutes.
Is that what we're getting today? We're getting heel to Breezy. Is that how this works? Coming in hot, choosing chaos on a Sunday morning.
I asked my daughter, so sometimes she doesn't like training with me, and she's picked up tennis, and she's training with my tennis coach in tennis, and she literally just started playing, and the guy's like, "Are you sure she just started playing? She hasn't played for 3-4 years and played regularly?" I was like, "Nope, she just started playing." And the way he coaches her is super positive, always nice. Everything she does, he praises, barely goes over mistakes. When I coach, your form is off by a millimeter. This was off. You didn't hold your follow through. You didn't do this. Your footwork, all those things. And so yesterday I asked her, I was like, okay, I realize I coached you in tennis on your serve the way that my coach coached you, Mr. Herman. Do you want me to coach you in basketball that way and stop telling you the 800 things you do wrong every second? And she's like, it would be nice every once in a while just to hear how good I am instead of how bad I am.
Yeah, oh, Tabrizi. Have I taught you nothing in all these decades of conversation? Yeah. So Harrison, we would often coach our separate teams in the same gym.
Mm-hmm.
And you would have thought we were teaching two entirely different sports. Like,
where's the separation in coaching philosophy here?
Haas is an X and O perfectionist.
I can 100% believe that.
I am a rules of the game perfectionist.
Mm-hmm.
And
a relationship guru.
Yeah, I mean, well, because you have to know how to talk to who you're talking to. Like that whole adage of you coach everybody the same. No, you're a terrible coach. You're a terrible coach. That's the same thing like parenting. I love all my kids the same. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Like listen, quite frankly, it's different. And so I was real specific about letting players play how they played the way I needed for them to play. So if I had a point guard, he wasn't always the best shooter, but he may have been the best defender. So I highlighted his ability to make plays defensively, and then offensively, whatever he gave me. Oh man, it was 4th of July. We shooting out fireworks. Oh, you made a basket.
Icing on the cake.
Jay, man, listen, you did a thing. Well done.
It's like Rudy Gobert hitting that turnaround fader over Jokic.
Not
expected, you'll take it.
Right, and I never get upset. Harrison, you now know this about me as a boss. I never get upset over a thing that you don't know.
Yeah.
Nothing pisses me off more than when you know and just don't care. Like it's, oh, bruh, wait. Oh, just that one thing. And I'll just look at you like, so you know, and you just don't care.
I can feel it through the text. Once in a blue moon.
Every now and then, it's just,
I know what he's thinking.
Well, again, coaching and parents. Everything is either taught, coached, or allowed. That's it. Like rules of the game. And Haas is very, here's how this works. And here's why it works. And to validate. Now, his frustration is if you don't do the thing that is required of you to do the thing you were trying to do. So it's like, wait a minute. You want an open jumper at the free throw line. How do you get there? Well, the spacing is required, and the Haas will lose. Like, I think whatever the few gray hairs he has, he got from people not understanding that in all sports, spacing is offense and offense is space. He will lose his mind. Why are you bunching like that? That's the Haas Tabrizi quote of all basketball coaches. Why are you bunching? And then I would just laugh. Because
the 3-point line is there for you to understand. That's how far away you need to be. Like, just get out of it. Like, don't stand inside of it.
This is an invisible wall. If you are too close to your friend, you're hurting your friend. You're hurting your friend, and you're hurting
one defender on two people. You guys don't need to hold hands. This is not kumbaya.
I know this is your best friend. You do not have to stand next to them. It's not how this works. So I would be in tears. And my players loved it because whenever Haas's team was in the gym, I laughed. Because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that Haas was at some point. And I just hug his daughter because his daughter's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
She is amazing because I know she gets all of Haas. Like 100% Haas.
That's a lot. I've done the show long enough to know.
That's man. And how old is she now, Haas?
She just turned 9.
9.
Bless her soul.
9. And she is in the factory, bruh. She is in the basketball. She's in the sports factory. And I know that there are times, she's like 24.
That's the stories I get, that she's very wise
She's
for her
24 because she would just look at Haas like, okay. Okay. Like, yeah. Wise old man. Cool. Yeah. I don't like what you said, but go ahead and say it because you need to say it. And I need to shoot some more buckets. So go ahead and get it out so I can get back to enjoying basketball. And that's just how it works. And it's spectacular.
9-year-old's telling you, go through your emotions and we'll get back to work.
DP, you'll appreciate this. So Mia's dealing with a lot of emotions. My mom's not well, and she knows it. She sees it. She's aware.
Yeah.
And she's really close to my mom. My mom's been here in our house for a really long time, so it's a second mom to her. And so she's been crying a lot while playing. So other coaches are like, why are you playing, or why are you doing these things? And she's pretty much a shell of herself when she's playing. She's going through the motions. And we had an undefeated season on the line. And I know it doesn't matter for that age group. And I put her out for most of the second half and put her back in, and she was going through the motions. And my assistant coach who played at UVA, she's like, take her out. Like, that's not Mia. The only chance of coming back is to put someone else in there who's trying hard, and so on and so forth. So I took her out, and then I look at her and I don't say anything. I was like, and she gives me the eyes that she's good. And so she goes in, we're down 4, down 5. And in third grade basketball, down 5, that's a lot. So we have a couple minutes left. She gets 2 massive assists. She throws the ball from 1 3-point line to under the basket. So not our 3-point line. So 2 assists in a row, and then 30 seconds left. DP saw it online. She buries a game winner, and that's Mia.
The idea that your daughter, and it's so funny too, because again, she's the perfect combination of you and your wife, right? That that every end of the spectrum is covered. But she's an old soul, and this is what it's not even a sports thing, it's a life thing. The most well-adjusted, well-prepared young people are young people who spend quality time around really good old people. Your kids are old souls because your father and your mother love on them in such a full way that nothing that they face outside of your household is ever going to affect them in full. They're so covered in love that the other stuff can't stick, bro. And it's listen, full shout out, full transparency. We're all Haas's daughter, because for those who have ever met Haas's mom, you cannot be unaffected. She's just a positive force. And to have those people in the world, in your life, and then to have them, literally, she made time to come see me on a visit into DC. And it was I just wanted to hug her and be in that really perfect hug. And went to last time, we were there, went back to Haas's house, and we watched wrestling pay-per-view together, and his parents were there. And sitting across the table from this just glowing woman, like just beautiful and glowing, and just 100% love. And you say, listen, I know that you are trying to be strong. You have to be strong because you are. But I want to give you permission at any point to just feel how you feel, because that is, you have an amazing mother, and every second that you have with her, God bless you both for it. So let me say that publicly.
Thank you, brother. And I'm glad you got to spend some time with my family over the last couple of months.
It's a difference maker, right? To know
the VIP DP sign that my son made too.
It's so good. They had placemats on the dinner table, and they had put in time, and it really is like
the kids.
Right. Like we make a point that sports is just the vehicle, but love is really the thing. Right. And it transcends sports all the time. All the time. And your family has created a space that is so love-filled, authentic love-filled, that anybody that gets to come into your house, and that's kind of the mission of having a home, is that when people come into it, they're more loved than they arrive. And that's what you've accomplished. So, listen, it's tough to know that she's not doing well, but it does allow us to celebrate her in public as many times and as freely as possible. So she's worthy of the conversation.
Well, there would be no Breeze without her. If for those of you that don't know the story, it's my mom, when she was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer in 2022, I asked her what she wanted to do for the rest of her life, and she said, "How about you start living your life and you start doing the things that you wanted to do when you were a kid?" And I have my own wealth management practice. I have an amazing wife with 3 kids. I have all these things, and it's like, okay, well, she's calling me out for not doing a sports show because that's where I was going to go in college. Like I was doing stuff with NBC and Comcast, and she's like, "Go do a sports show." So I know this guy who has the golden touch.
You know a guy. And it's funny too, like for folks that don't know the story. I mean, Haas and I coached together at a high school in Virginia, and Haas we would have these very same conversations just after practice or before practice or even during practice of trying to figure out where the love of all sports comes from and that why other people didn't show love in coaching the way we did. And we knew that we never had the most talented teams. Like we never did. It just, hey man, look, no offense to anybody, but we had, if Duke was a C student, B students, they all look like Duke, white Duke.
Mm-hmm. But you created some dogs.
But white Duke, get some Duke, get dudes out there, right?
I saw some of those old videos.
Listen, we were Hoosiers. Bruh, pick a fence, man. Run pick a fence. Because there like wasn't gonna be no dunking in our look, hey man. We that's not how we live. Like and we're in DC proper. So listen, we're gonna go face DeMatha O'Connell. These are factories, right? How you see a basketball movie that's comedy and they're making fun of the really super athletic team that comes out, they're reverse dunking, they're throwing it off the backboard, and we're out there, jump stop, triple threat.
You got one guy on the team who's got a rim grazer package.
And Paul and I are just looking at each other. We literally had to come up with a rule telling our players, do not look at the other team.
I don't know why that's so funny.
Hold up. You just reminded me of a Saturday practice after we played at TC in the Garden. Yep. And we're asking one of our players, Tommy, hey, you were off. Like normally you're like 50% from the 3-point line. And I feel like you were like one for 12. What was going on? What was in your mind? He's like, that number 14 dude said he's going to murder me and my family if I make any baskets.
Listen, and people don't understand. And Tommy Stepkes was one of the 10 best players in the state of Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Like from Virginia Beach, Norfolk, all the brothers, he's top 10 because he's 6'8" and he plays shooting guard.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
50% from 3.
He's stroking. I mean, just like he was the new. If Tommy had come into school 5 years later, he would have been a 4-star prospect.
Oh, 6'8" shooting guard.
Oh,
you can stroke it like that from the 3-point line.
Right, but he had to learn. Okay, let me share some knowledge with you. He had brown fear, and it happens all the time. It happens all the time where you would just say, and look, I know they're athletes who are just going brown fear. Yeah. he would go. They would come out. This was like, don't look at the other team warm up because you can't do what they do. Like, between the legs, behind the back, one step, slam. No, that's not. We didn't get that package. We don't have that cable TV package. We don't have the extra channels where you.
We'll break out that triple threat cable though.
Hey, look, we got base cable. It's just wants you to understand. But here's the thing: we won every year. Like, we won every year. This was a 30 win per season program because
before or when you got there?
No, before their problem was they didn't know how to win in critical mass.
Okay,
so they would win 30
regionals.
games a year. They would just go through the schedule and they just beat people because they didn't turn the ball over. They didn't take bad shots, any of that. But when it got to, hey, you got to go to TC, and to tell you, imagine Lincoln Pius going to Bellevue West on a Friday night, right? Or Pius is hosting Bellevue West, and all of Bellevue West shows up at Lincoln Pius, takes over the gym. They stomping and cheering and yelling. There was a moment where we're in their gym and you could hear the player on the bench and he's looking around. And this was a key player who was just looking around. He goes, there's just so many of them. Now, I am in tears because it's hilarious to me. But I know that he's in a legitimate fear.
Yeah.
Because as much as he's around black players, he also is fully accepting that, first of all, I'm uncomfortable because they had their dance, they had their stomp, and look, they just walking up near the court and just stand. So they would come to our end of the layup line and just stand under the basket. Now, we could go through and shoot 1,000 layups and make 999 of them. But when we were at TC and they were standing on the baseline, oh my goodness, that number dropped to about 60% because you didn't take no extra steps. All of your natural movement was gone. It was like, that dude had on a trench coat, coach, and I don't know what was under it. So he's...
What's with that metal detector? Why does the police officer have a dog with a leash on it?
Like, literally, the police, like, they would bring in a metal detector and have the angry police dogs, not the nice ones that they have in Lincoln, Nebraska. Nope.
What's the mean business?
Nope.
What's in the bag?
Them other dogs. Them real dogs. And our parents, who were all like, these are Fairfax County government and educators, right? And they show up at the gym. Our gym is woohoo, like it's confetti. It is Skittles.
Love everybody. You're amazing. Never heard the word no.
Right, like they don't understand. And then they show up this night, and they're listen. You got to go through security. Well, don't you know who I am? Listen to me. Don't care who you are. We doing you a favor tonight. Let me just explain this to you. So it was always interesting to just kind of watch. So when I got to them, remember, I went through this in Utah, right? It was the same thing because you would just get comfortable. And it's amazing in sports how many sports has a real wonderful trait in that it puts people in different environments. And Nebraska fans understand it because when they go to Colorado, they know. Hey, wait. Hey, and this was white Colorado they didn't like going to. They weren't ready for Deion, Colorado. They weren't ready for white dudes with grills. Sure, like they were ready.
But that being said, we do got to make sure we get to our break here because we got Royals on the FM airwaves coming up. So don't go anywhere. The Breeze will join you guys in a little bit.
What's your radon level at home? Don't know? Find out with a call to Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating, 467-1111 for radon testing and mitigation.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere planter from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Plant for success with the industry's latest technology. Upgrade to an ExactEmerge high-speed planter to cover more acres, increasing flexibility and productivity. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location to order your new John Deere planter and experience the Landmark difference.
Take your internet service to new levels with Allo, your award-winning internet provider across our fiber hoods. Allo isn't just about the fastest internet available. It's about connecting you to your world, work, and play seamlessly. Our award-winning service ensures affordable, secure, and reliable connectivity, setting us apart. Ready to transform your internet experience? Experience the fiber difference today. Sign up now at allofiber.com. Allo, connecting your world.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Do you want to try something different on your smoker? Now through June 2nd, enjoy fresh, all-natural pork belly for $2.99 per pound. Great for burn ends or making your own bacon. Also, USDA Choice Pecana for $9.99 per pound. And if you're looking to stretch your pennies, all-natural fresh chicken drumsticks for just 88 cents per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com. Serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first.
At Doane University, your future is uniquely yours, and our world-class liberal arts education is just the beginning.
We invite you to schedule your campus visit and experience why Doane University will start you on your journey to your future career.
Learn more by scheduling your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit. See you soon.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first. That sounds like a match made in heaven. Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Dell and Ed present A Kernel of Truth.
That's Ed's new drone. Why do a couple of Nebraska corn farmers need a drone? 2 words: multispectral imaging. Drones help us farm more efficiently and protect planet Earth. Yep, Ed's a pretty good pilot. When he doesn't hit the broadside of a barn, that is. Nebraska corn. It's the plant that can change the planet.
Visit nebraskacorn.gov to learn more.
You're spending $300 a month. Binge drinking is the most common form of excessive drinking, which costs the United States more than $191 billion each year. By drinking less, you will save $300 a month. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
You're listening to The Breeze with DP and Haas on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into the Breeze. Once again, Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. And once again, program notes reminder. In about 15 seconds here, we'll be switching off. It'll be on the Kansas City Royals. So again, tune into the Ticket app or the streams, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Allo channel 961. But I'll throw it to the host, Haas Tabrizi.
Hey, Haas. Hey, Haas. I just wanted to let you know. I just showed the young people the Woodson Cavalry, trying to explain what we were in and what it looked like and sounded like. Harrison, what did you see?
A sea of white. It was. It looked almost like if you were to take a section out of a Penn State whiteout game.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was. It looked all the way to the wall. It was packed sardines, standing room only. I was impressed. I was buying in that it was a show, but I mean, it looked like if you were to take a guess, you'd be like,
why was it always a whiteout though? Why couldn't it be a different
Yeah,
color?
it was. Well, that was a whiteout because they had white shirts on that day. Like we would have,
yeah, whiteout as in shirt color. For all those listening.
No, both. Both. Knows both. He knows both. It's absolutely.
I thought I saw a couple.
Like both. Like they made sure that for regionals and state, we're white. We're super white. It like
I'll let you know.
Yeah, and here's the other funny thing. So our best player over that 3-year run was a black point guard who was legitimately player of the year.
Give him the right numbers. 4-year run.
4-year run. He really was. As a freshman, he was unique. But we had a brown coach, 2 black coaches at this super white program.
Did you guys? I mean, how what was that coaching staff? Was there any like turmoil within that, or no? Was I gotta be real.
Hey,
you go back to that area.
That's
year?
so good. That's such a good question. And Haas, I don't even know if you were there for the blowout. Were you in Doug's office when
160 wins?
Yes. So once a year. Okay, so I told you that the biggest problem in sports is bad leadership at the top.
Yeah, we've seen it.
And our athletic director, I said it then, I'll say it now. He was a moron. He was an absolute moron. You know me? Like I try to like everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You got a donkey noise?
Yep. Like this dude. He was just that. He was every bit of the ASS. Like he was all of it. And we would have in this program, again, we were going to win 30 games a year, 30 out of 33. We're going to win 30 out of 33. But once a year early in the season, we would lose a game that we shouldn't have lost. And every year, like clockwork, here comes the AD. And he wants to push buttons and he wants to threaten us and we're just looking at him like, you can't fight, right? Like, you can't fight. Like, I don't need this job. Like,
hold on. You're just a freshman coach. You're nobody.
Yeah, and that was the thing. That was another thing. Like, ew. Okay, Harrison, you know me well enough now to know. Imagine somebody just saying, yeah, why would I listen to that guy? He's just a freshman basketball coach. To me. And don't let the smooth suit fool you. I will take this coat and tie off and handle my business. Call your mama, call your wife, call the police. We gonna handle this because you're not gonna talk to me some kind of way. Look, don't say nothing to me in public that you wouldn't say in a closet in the dark. That's how I work. I've said this about the text line. Don't let the title, don't let the friendliness and the smile and the love fool you. Because you know why I love so much now? Because I know that other dude. And he's not nice. Well, we blow a game, and the head coach is frustrated because the athletic director has just given him the riot act. Now, he also knows this is his annual opportunity to get us right. Right? This is his opportunity. So, have you seen Bull Durham?
See what?
Baseball movie Bull Durham?
I don't know.
There's a Kevin Costner, minor league baseball player,
yeah.
right? And there's a
Scenes.
scene.
I've seen scenes.
Right. There's a scene where the manager wants to, the team's not playing well, and he wants to get them right.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's an old trick for the coach to just throw a tantrum and scare people. And so he goes to Kevin Costner and he says, why can't I get these guys to play well? And he goes, scare them. So what does he do? He goes and grabs all the bats, throws them into the locker room. Everybody get in here now. And he just yelled. And it's just arbitrary verbiage.
Mm-hmm.
Like none of it makes sense, but he's just yelling and cursing. That was our head coach. And Hoss and I are in the coach's office is about 1/5 of the studio.
Oh, so you're not getting away.
No.
That's in your eardrum.
No. And Hoss is sitting down. And I look at Hoss. I have never bit my lip so hard trying not to laugh. Like, I'm looking at Hoss to go, how are we going to get through this? like, Doug, no, he can't fight either, right? Like, and our other coach was Dermia Marshall. Dermia Marshall is what, 6'4", about 280.
Oh, respectable size.
Oh, giant man, human. And, he's the most thuggish of all of us.
He's coming in at 6'4", 280.
Dermia is in every athletic Hall of Fame of any school he attended. And he attended several because Dermia was that dude. Like Dermia, yeah. Dermia, you know the name Chris Warren, the running back for Seattle Seahawks?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dermia was Chris Warren. As a matter of fact, they're best friends. So they're like twin human beings. So
I think they're cousins.
Right. And Dermia, my only fear in this thing is one, I'm going to bite my lip and start bleeding to not laugh. And two, I'm going to have to stop Dermia from the head coach.
I'm not stopping that guy.
With no space. There's no run up. There's nothing. And I'm just looking at Hoss and tears are running down our
Pretty sure the hand sanitizer exploded on the desk that he smacked so hard.
Oh, he slammed it like he's giving the full show. Like he's hitting the desk to make sure that you guys know that I'm pissed. And it's just us, right? Like we're gonna go have a beer afterwards. So we understand. But in that moment, and that was the moment that led us to win the title that year. That, like, literally that moment was the moment where we got closer, the four of us, because we knew what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
He knew that we knew what he was doing. like Hoss, like, right, there's no surprise that we're looking at him and he's looking at us like, okay, guys, we have to do this. Like, this is going to hurt me way more to hurt you. That's so funny. I can barely breathe.
Hoss, you give me your breakdown of the story. Does that all line up for you?
Now it's time to transition so our wrestling fans can.
Let's go.
be involved a little
That's
bit.
so funny. Oh my goodness gracious. Wow.
Thank you for the nostalgia and all the fun. But hey, all right. My kids keep talking about wrestling. They want to watch Friday Night SmackDown and Monday Night Raw every time they can. And it's to get screens because they don't really get to watch screens. And they keep asking me all the time, who is your favorite wrestler? Is it The Rock? Is it Cody Rhodes? And I was like, slow your roll. Slow your roll. Those are not my favorite wrestlers. There's other people that started wrestling for me. And now that I think about it, it's when I started to watch wrestling that these people became my favorite wrestlers and so on and so forth. So I want to know, audience, DP, Harrison, and myself included, who's on your Mount Rushmore of favorite wrestlers? Whether it's who you would want to just, if you could see one last match, if it's the most memorable match that you had, or whatever couple months that you saw them on TV in a row that you just couldn't stop watching them. So whatever it might be, or just the character that you liked with them. So just think of a different Mankind character or different Bray Wyatt character, whatever it might be, who, or it could even be Vince McMahon, Stephanie McMahon with how they operated. So DP, it doesn't have to be number one.
Well, yeah, you asked me that, and I immediately start laughing. So the preface is, who made me a wrestling fan?
Yeah. A personal Mount Rushmore.
Who made me a wrestling fan? So my four
Correct.
favorite wrestlers that I went, wow, okay, I can watch this. And this is back in the day where there's only 3 channels. So, and wrestling was on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, it was, look, I could either be watching that or rerun cartoon reruns on a Saturday morning. It was on right before Soul Train. So, hey, I won. It was my TV for 3 hours. That's how we were going to get down. But I'm old enough that in the 60s, it was all about Bruno Sammartino. The entire wrestling world was about, and I don't know that Bruno flies today, but back then, tell you how different the times were. He was popular in the northeast part of the country because he was Italian. He was Italian. And in the northeast, in New York and Pennsylvania and Boston, an Italian world heavyweight champion, a strong man, and he was a brute. They loved him. And so he held the belt for almost 8 consecutive years. Like it, here's the real story, was that he wasn't supposed to win the title, but he took the title from a guy, Lou Thesz, who was legendary. But here's the thing, Bruno was just too good. And Bruno picked dude up, threw him on his neck, pinned him. Whoops.
Was it like a super short match? Was it over just like that?
Legendary short title. Like, I think it was under a minute.
Oh, my Lord.
And the entire world was surprised. Like, wait, what just happened? Like, the legend just got his head slammed. And then he went on a run because, first of all, nobody wanted to take the title from him because he would beat them up. Like, that was the rule.
He was one of those wrestlers, like, he matched.
He was the legitimate, you know
Okay.
what? I will kick your behind. Like, this is what it was. And he was so tough and so good that Andre the Giant never wanted to take his title. Like, think about it. No, if Andre wanted your belt, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Andre became Andre because he respected Bruno Sammartino enough. So Bruno was the first guy. There was a tag team in the 70s called the Soul Patrol. And they were the first black tag team world champions. They were Tony Atlas, who was Mr. USA. And Tony Atlas was a black bodybuilder in the 70s. And to tell you that he was the most jacked up dude that I had ever seen, especially in the 70s. And his tag team partner was the dad of The Rock. Rocky Johnson was his tag team partner. And so, and they build them. Tony was from Roanoke, Virginia. The Rock's dad built himself from DC. And so here's this black kid in DC, and you're seeing Rocky Johnson, the Soul Patrol. Oh, they look like, hey, wait a minute. Well, they kind of look like me, but they don't look like me because them dudes are built. And in that era, there was probably 5 bodybuilder wrestlers. Like there's like 5. And these are 2 of them. The fourth one in that era is probably the most underrated wrestler of all time. In that, there was another bodybuilder in that era who every wrestler after him stole some part of his persona because he was, first of all, he was just ridiculously jacked. He was jacked. But then this dude wore like tie-dye shirts and headbands and bandanas, right? He was Hulk Hogan before Hulk. He was Flair before Flair because he was smooth talking. He would lay it down to you. He goes, I am the men's fright and the women's delight. Solid steel and sex appeal. And he would flex his arms. And he replaced Bruno Sammartino because he was the next phase of pro wrestling, which was sweet talking, smooth talking. He was a white dude that talked black, right? He was smooth. I mean, he would tell you, and he would, let me tell you something, Daddy. And this was before Dusty. This was, as a matter of fact, one of my favorite all-time matches that locked me in as a fan was, if I could, my number 5 favorite wrestler is Dusty Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
That in the 70s, back in the 70s, there was a night at Madison Square Garden, and you would get one of these TV shows a month, live from Madison Square Garden. And this one was Superstar Billy Graham versus Dusty Rhodes. And Dusty came in with the baddest robe I had ever seen. He had a 1970s pimp hat on. These were the 2 coolest white dudes in the world, and they were going to wrestle. And Billy Graham came out there with a tie-dye shirt that was like 8 sizes too small, right? Arms bulging. He out there talking that smack. Tie-dye wrestling gear. And they went into Madison Square Garden and tore it apart. And it was a Monday night in the 70s. And I mean to tell you, they had me. They had me because them was later in the card, the Soul Patrol was going to wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But this was the main event. And them 2 came out there. And let me tell you, my whole family, we didn't watch a whole lot of stuff together. We got together that night because my mother was like, that's a pretty white man. That's a pretty white man. That's and my sister was like, yeah. But who's the other white dude wearing pimp clothes to the ring? And it was like, yeah. Like, okay, we're gonna need to start watching wrestling. If this is what they doing, we see 4 dudes on the screen that none of us have ever seen dudes that look like that. So those are the ones that got me in. And Harrison, pull up Superstar Billy Graham. And it is, Hoss, it's spectacular because he was, especially him back in this, like that. And he talked mad game. Like he was so good on the mic and underrated. I sent Hoss to go look for some Billy Graham.
You did.
Because I wanted him to see how many pro wrestlers now steal from Superstar Billy Graham. How's that for a list, Hoss Tabrizi?
I mean, it's expected that, first of all, the list is when you first started watching wrestling, and it's people that made you a fan for this many decades. So
yeah,
it's similar for me, and that's where for my kids, they're not gonna. Okay, they kind of like the Undertaker right now because he came and saved Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. They obviously like Cody Rhodes. They hate Gunther. Like that. But
they're wise beyond their years. that's good parenting there, Hoss Tabrizi. You teach them, let them know Gunther is not good. Well done, sir. Done.
They like the New Day's music. They like Jey Uso's music. They like Jey Uso. They like Sami Zayn. So it's interesting how. But then now my oldest is a little bit like me, where he's like, no, I like The Rock. I like Roman Reigns. I like the bad guys. So for me, I started watching wrestling around WrestleMania 14, and then so that was Stone Cold versus HBK, and it was HBK, Triple H, Chyna, and Mike Tyson versus Stone Cold, and HBK was just this bad degenerate, just clowned around, messed with authority, and wrestling wasn't really a PG thing back then, so it was a lot of shenanigans and a lot of inappropriateness, and he was just really funny and he was really cool and he was a ladies' man and again, I could wake up every morning and just strut around with his entrance music because that's when I was a 15-year-old kid. Shawn Michaels was the man. So Shawn Michaels for me is definitely on my Mount Rushmore, and I would play the video games and just do sweet chin music to anyone that I would play against because it was just lethal. It would just knock you out, and it was the coolest move.
Yep.
That tuning up the band. So Shawn Michaels has to be on my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, and Harrison, you haven't lived until you've watched Hoss chair dance to Shawn Michaels' theme song.
I think I might have lived.
Just a sexy boy. I'm a toy. Like Hoss, it is entertainment at its highest level.
Well, if we ever get that footage, Hoss, we'll be sure to play it on the stream. So if you got it, send it through.
Well, he had a presentation and he had a TED and he wanted to come out to Shawn Michaels' theme song. I was like, no.
Not everyone's gonna get that.
No.
I did not.
No, you cannot. I see you walking out into the red circle with the Shawn Michaels strut. Yeah, that would have gone over really well. No, sir.
It is funny though. My kids will say, "Hey," and I don't want to say it because now it's going to start playing it. But they'll ask the device in that room, play Shawn Michaels' "Sexy Boy."
Oh, 100%, 100%. Like I had to fully admit that my time when I was in Utah, in Salt Lake, and I had a morning show, and we would do a ton of remotes, and depending on where the remote was and my mood, I would always pick a wrestling entry song to walk into that space to,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we usually had a crowd of people who were there to watch us do these shows. Not like the days of streaming. Like this is how they met us. So they would come out, and I would pick a different pro wrestling entrance song to come out to, and for that 7-year run, man, I'm glad there's no video. I'm glad there's no video. I'm glad we weren't streaming, because imagine Edge or Jericho, and I run out into a car dealership and jump up on top of somebody's desk and give the Jericho. Break the walls down, and people would go crazy, and I was like, okay, I have to stop. This is too much, because we were at a bar one night, sports bar, and they decided, to do this thing, right? And they actually came up with a Road Dogg. So the New Age Outlaws had one of the great entrances,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody would scream along. They would sing along with it. Well, we went to this sports bar, and there's probably 400 people there to watch us do this show. And they break it down. And I mean, Hoss, the opens were 5 minutes. We always play in 5 minutes. It took us 30 minutes to get into a show.
Oh my Lord.
Because people just kept singing it. And so imagine a live radio show where nobody can see what's going on. And it's just like you're in your car, and all of a sudden you turn on the radio and there's 400 people singing the entry song to New Age Outlaws.
Must be a live concert.
Oh, you didn't know?
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody. And just imagine in the car with Junior, and that's all they're getting for 30 minutes. And I just said, okay, this is probably the last time I can do this. I can't. 30 minutes. My program director went, 2 things. Never again is 1. 2, best open ever. But never do it again. You learn. That's how you learn, Hoss. Who else is on your list?
One sec. Harrison, every week, new song, entrance song for us, for the Breeze.
Yeah, we can work around it. We'll have to
There's 200 songs.
Keep in
Like,
mind
it's-
with copyright is the thing, so we'll have to mute it for
you can
some. And
play-
if we
you
can play it
play-
on the airwaves,
you can play 15 seconds worth without
Mhm.
issue.
I know a guy.
Yeah,
we'll get
yeah.
it figured out. We can get that sorted. I like the idea.
Well, the funny thing is that most of the music isn't their music. They stole it from somebody else anyway. like CM Punk. Like, how are you going to copyright an entry? That's Living Color.
a good
Like, what
point.
are you doing? What Undertaker? That's Kid Rock. What do you stop it?
To be clear, the guy I know is DP. So anyway, all right. Second guy.
Uh-huh.
Time to play the game.
Yeah, I'm surprised that wasn't number one. Just because you.
It was just out of respect, because HBK was the first person I really, really liked. So when he got hurt and he couldn't wrestle anymore and Triple H took over DX, I was really, really into DX for so long, and Triple H made me enjoy the heels in wrestling, and so everything that he did in the late 90s and the battle with WCW and just the stuff with China, the rivalry with The Rock, with Mankind, with Stone Cold, Undertaker. There's so many things he did. And then later on, the stories that he had with Evolution and Ric Flair. So because of him, I got into Ric Flair. I'm aware that Ric Flair was 20 years before that, but I didn't really follow Ric Flair just because I started wrestling in the late 90s. So Triple H helped bridge the gap for generations for me, and so Triple H did a lot with that. And then now with everything Triple H is doing, and just evolved wrestling and made the stories not just a last second story, but a 15-month story.
You
There's
just
a lot.
wish you had his young Triple H hair. Let's be honest. It's just your snow. And he got to marry Stephanie McMahon. So come on, let's be clear about why this is.
So the way that Triple H he is the game. He's the cerebral assassin. He controls wrestling now. He's definitely on my Mount Rushmore.
Are you counting his Hunter Hearst Helmsley early entry into wrestling? Is that, or have you written that off as just immature childishness?
Before my time. So the William Regal British accent type stuff.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
before my time.
Yeah.
No.
Terrible.
All right.
Terrible.
This isn't my third one, but I have to give it to him just for multiple reasons. So we had an entrance song at our wedding, and it was with the World Heavyweight belt, and the entrance music was Goldberg's music. And Goldberg is not a popular wrestler at all. So most people will be like, what the heck? Why do you like Goldberg? So again, there's a video game that we'd play as kids, and Goldberg was my character. And I just love how Goldberg destroyed everyone in WCW. And because of Goldberg, there was actually a Monday Night War. You could say it's because of the NWO, but the NWO needed somebody to fight, and it was Goldberg. And so the way that Goldberg just dominated for 2-3 years in WCW, I really enjoyed that time. I could say that, hey, Stone Cold was more important to me, or Ric Flair was more important to me, but no, it's my list. It's someone that made me really like wrestling. Goldberg is in my top 4.
I'll say this. You said he wasn't popular, but here's the weird thing. So Bach, Raph, Adam Carricker, they're all Goldberg's the number one.
Yeah, Bach loves Goldberg.
Yeah, people love Goldberg.
Which
I don't know
surprised me.
what pockets of America you talking about, because everybody, like these cats. Look, man, they would all love to enter any building one time as Goldberg. One time with the music and the steam, like where you swallow the steam and then you snort it out your nose, like
Yeah, I mean, you'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I get it.
All right. So transitioning 10, 15 years later, wrestling was a little for me. Like, there wasn't that much going on. Daniel Bryan changed wrestling for me. Like, the way Daniel Bryan brought wrestling back to me, and the stories that he was able to have, and his involvement with Triple H, his involvement with the Authority, his involvement with Stephanie McMahon. There's a lot that happened with Daniel Bryan, and he's in my Mount Rushmore. CM Punk should be there, but I just don't like him that much right now. Just So it's hard for me to put him there. The Rock should be there just because I hated him so much. Sorry, it's Daniel
How
Bryan.
did you hate The Rock?
Because I'm a Triple H guy.
Who hurt you? Dad.
Triple H and The Rock are enemies.
America's mayor. What is wrong with you?
With that being said, we'll have to go ahead and wrap it up here. Shout out to, once again, Haas Breezy joining us as always. DP, the other host to my left. And again, Harrison Arns on the 1s and 2s as always on Sunday mornings. But don't go anywhere. We'll keep it rolling here on Ticket Weekends. We'll talk to you guys in just a little bit.